Previously, we have told you about the Jafri school of thought and its founder Imam Jafar Sadiq. In this episode, we will discuss Imam Abu Hanifa, the founder of Hanafi School of thought. Imam Abu Hanifa is the most followed Imam in Islam. Among the Sunni Muslims, which comprises 87% of the total Muslim population, 35% follow Hanafi School of thought. Hanafis are present with the majority in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Syria, Turkey and Central Asian states. He is also called Imam Azam, the greatest Imam, by some Sunni scholars. According to the most Sunni scholars, Imam Abu Hanifa was the only Imam who was a Tabeyi. A Tabeyi means a person who met a companion of Prophet in his life. The real name of Imam Abu Hanifa was NAUMAN ibn SABIT, but he is known to everyone with his nickname Abu Hanifa. There are two versions of the fact behind this name. One is that he had a daughter whose name was Hanifa. On the other hand, the word Hanifa means inkpot, and because the Imam used to keep an inkpot with him all the time. Imam Abu Hanifa was born in Kufa, the city of Iraq, in 6999 CE, 69 years after the death of Prophet Muhammad. At the time he was born, Umayyads were the ruling elite. He was the only son of a wealthy businessman who used to trade in silk. At a very young age, he got involved in business with his father. Imam Abu Hanifa's father died when he was only 16 years old. The Imam used to travel a lot for business, and during one trip he met the famous Imam Ash-Shabi, who gave him the advice to study the religion of Islam more in depth. That one piece of advice changed the life of Imam Abu Hanifa, and he became one of the greatest scholars of Islamic history. He later became the student of famous Iraqi poet Hamad al-Rawiya and the founder of Jafri Shia, Imam Jafar Sadiq. He mastered multiple branches of the religion, including theology, Aqidah, Fiqh, the Islamic ruling and the Hadith. He was a pioneer to develop the methods of looking into the texts of Quran and Hadith and deducing the rulings out of them to resolve the current issues. Apart from strong command in fiqh, Imam Abu Hanifa was also a prolific orator and a debater who participated in numerous debates. He was a master in that area, but he always discouraged his students to get involved in debates. There are numerous famous stories of his debates, but in this video we would like to share only one. Man at that time used to call the Sunni recognized third caliph of the time Uthman ibn Affan a Jew, and the local scholars could not convince him to refrain from saying such a thing. One day Imam Abu Hanifa said to that man that he got a proposal of a good and pious groom for his daughter. The man became very happy about the proposal. Imam Abu Hanifa then said that there is only one issue, that the groom is Jew. The man then said, "How can I give my daughter in marriage to a Jew?" Imam Abu Hanifa said, "If our Prophet can give two daughters in marriage to a single Jew, then why can't you?" The man understood his fault and stopped calling Uthman ibn Affan a Jew. This incident shows the Imam knew how to respond to an argument according to the level of intellect and understanding of his counterpart. Imam Abu Hanifa wrote several books as well. The most famous one relating to Aqidah is Fiqh Akbar. He was also a great scholar of Hadith. He collected 40,000 Hadiths, and after selecting the authentic Hadiths out of them, he wrote his book Kitab al-Asr. This was one of the first of its kind for a book written during its time in Islamic history, with Imam Malik later following his approach in writing Muwatta Imam Malik. Imam Abu Hanifa is considered the most influential Imam of the Muslim Ummah. He was able to apply the Islamic norms to legal problems. The source from which Abu Hanifa derived Islamic law in order of importance and preference are the Quran, the Hadith, the consensus of the Muslim community, the Ijma, and the analogical reasoning, the Qiyas. Hanafi school of thought focused on analogy, the Qiyas, compared to the use of reasoning, the Aql, by the Shia Imam. Qiyas is to measure one thing in terms of other, while the Aql means to use logical reasoning in dealing with matters. While it was likely used by some of his teachers, Abu Hanifa is regarded by the modern scholar as the first to formally adopt and institute analogical reason as a part of Islamic law. As mentioned, Imam was a wealthy businessman. He was self-sustained. He did not have to rely on government funds for himself or to run his madrasa. Imam Abu Hanifa used to fund his students in financial matters. He used to provide wealth to his students to sustain themselves. After Abu Hanifa grew in knowledge, he started to impress the masses. Soon his followers were increased to an extent that he was noticed by the Caliph of that time. Imam Abu Hanifa hated the attitude and the luxurious lifestyle adopted by the Caliphs, so he never wanted to become part of government in any form. Abu Hanifa had the most dispute with the Caliph Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. Al-Mansur himself was a scholar of Hadith and the Fiqh. In 763, Al-Mansur, Caliph at that time, offered Imam Abu Hanifa the post of Qazi, the chief judge of the state. But the Imam declined the offer because Abu Hanifa knew that if he was to become judge, he would never be able to pass fair judgment because of the Khalifa pressurizing him in passing judgments according to his own desires. In his refusal letter to Al-Mansur, Abu Hanifa said that he was not fit for the post. Caliph Al-Mansur, who had his own ideas and reasons for offering the post, lost his temper and accused Abu Hanifa of lying. Imam Abu Hanifa replied to the Caliph, "If I am lying, then my statement is doubly correct. How can you appoint a liar to the highest post of chief judge of the state?" Abu Hanifa's response did not sit well with the Caliph Al-Mansur, and so somewhere around 768 CE, Abu Hanifa was punished by the imprisonment and flogging. It is said that Imam was taken out each day and given 10 lashes until he had received 110 lashes. He had died at the age of 70 as a result of mistreatment in prison or perhaps poison in Baghdad in 767 CE. When he died, he left instruction that he should not be buried in any land which the ruler had misappropriated. He died in Baghdad and was buried there. The news of his death soon spread throughout Baghdad. The whole town came out to pay their last homage to the greatest Imam of Islamic law. It was said that so many people attended his funeral that the funeral service was repeated 6 times for more than 50,000 people who had amassed before he was actually buried. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.